Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my traders. Good morning, Jade. Wrangle. Good morning, Marcus. There he is. Hello, Ket, Sakeem, and KK. Good morning to you guys. Hope you all are doing well. We got the crab on the board this morning, everybody. Good morning, Midwest. Yes, Marcus. Good to see you. Good morning, SM. Good to see you. Travis, hey there. Hello, Travis. Hello, KK. Good to see you. Good morning to everybody. It is Thursday. Doesn't it feel like we just said Monday, a new week, like it was like 10 minutes ago? Good morning, 11. Susette, good morning to you. JDM, thank you, my friend. Whoa, 50. Oh, that's heartbeats. Okay. Survive. Hello, Zen. Good morning. 7 p.m. there. Very nice. Very nice, Cats. Enki Visions. Kaya, good morning to you. Zen Method. Yes. Thank you, Zen, for the first crab of the day. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend. Mas Yang, good morning. How are you, Mas? Boom, boom. Great day yesterday. Yes, it was. It was a beautiful day in the glorious markets yesterday. Hello, my traders and my viewers. Good morning. SSS, hello. Good morning to you. Right away. We are at 5.5 thousand shares as we climb up the boards. Right now, Castiel, we are looking at the SPY, Miss Market. Right here behind the candles, you'll always be able to know the symbol we're looking at and the time frame. Bump, 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 bump. Is the correction over or no one knows, Drew? Let me shake my crystal ball. We don't know. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you, John, for the follow. I appreciate you. Leedy CRTZ with the second crab. Yes, it is. Thank you. Appreciate you. Whoa, hit that by accident. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. It is Thursday here in the beautiful markets. It is a Thursday. Hold on. Let me get rid of this thing. There we go. All we ask that you do throughout the live is cheer, donate if and when you can. Let's get to work, my beauties. Are we ready? Why does this keep doing this? I don't know why that's doing it. All right, let's try that. All right, let's put in our levels. Right now, we are in this narrow state on this market. We have this gap up because of NVIDIA. All right, that's what it looks like here in the markets. We are in position 2 currently in that narrow state here on Miss Market. Now, as we come up the board here on the SPY, we are going to put in our major resistance levels, okay? And boom, SPY's got one there at 673. That's our 15-minute 200 right there. That is major resistance here on the SPY. So don't be fooled and chase news, because you also got your hourly 20 right above that. So right here in this level of 673, we got major resistance here on Miss Market. Two 200s. That is a doozy, okay? And then you also got your daily 8 right there as well. Right now we have this gap up. So as you can see here, we are going to draw this in to the upside. That is currently your move. You're probably going to reach up to 673 here where that major resistance is. And then make sure you know your 50% level here at 668. That'll be your golden goose here. You want to stay above 668 today, which you may. All right. And then you're going to take your longs with the setups to the upside above 668. If we get under this level right here at 668 with a retest and we come back through, we're going to come back through to 665, the top of this whip zone. Okay, then we may go a little sideways and see if we can get another run up. But if we get under 668, I think we're going to pull back for a little bit. So we have to stay above that 50% level, everybody, okay? Above 673.31, then you'll have a good move with a retest to the upside. But we have to get through both of these 200s. That's a major supply area up there at 673, traders. So please make sure you mark that down. As we head over to AMD, we are in a neutral state here. We're in a bearish neutral state currently here on AMD. So that tells us right now our state is bearish still. All right, so for at least the first 10 minutes, you will get a pullback probably here on AMD before, if we make a run to the upside here on AMD. We are above that 200 on the 5, so this now becomes support. 231 will be your first support level here on AMD. Your first resistance level will be 243, right above it to the upside here on AMD. Also at 243, you have another 200, just like SPY. So as we pull this back, my traders, right now we are in a bearish neutral state here. We do have support. We have a 200 here. All right, as we pull back into 231, we want to hold this level of 231 for a move up to 243, where you're going to have two 200s in a major supply zone up here at 243. Mark that down. If you get under this 200, 230.93 with a retest, you'll be coming back through to 226 here on AMD this morning, everybody. Thank you, Shelly Stringer. Hadrian Rodriguez, thank you for the third cheering crab. Thank you so much, folks. The cheering crab is on the board this morning for our first goal of the We Must Hit. We are now going to head over to the Qs. I unfortunately will not be able to trade today. I have my uncle's funeral. Once I get off here, I got to travel for my uncle's funeral today. We are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside here on the Qs. We're over the 15-minute 200 of 610, so mark that down. That is now a support level. But right above you here on the Qs, you got your hourly 200, so you're caught between 200s here at 614. As we pull this back and we look, we are narrow, all right? We are narrow. Our 5 minutes nice and tight. That looks good. We're already in position 2, but we have major resistance here at 614. And right below us, we have a 610 support. We want to get over 614 with a retest for a move higher. Under 610 with a retest, we're coming back down to 602.43. That is the top of the whip zone, all right? We're going to head over to SoFi right now. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. SoFi right now, we are in a neutral state. We are in position 2 to the upside. 5 minute looks good. You're nice and tight. We do have room on SoFi here up to the 15-minute 200. That is 28.69, okay? You also have another 200 right above you there on the hourly. So as we pull this back here on SoFi, we're in the neutral state. We're in position 2. We got room up to 28.75. We're going to call it $29. Up here around $29, we got a major supply area on SoFi. Supply area up here at $29. Good morning, Erlinacita. How are you? GLD, you got it. You got it, my beauties. How did we do yesterday in the markets? Was it a beautiful green day? It was a beautiful green day over here for me. I hope it was for you as well. We got a double top up there at 380, okay? So on GLD, as we pull this back, we got to get over 376. Let's get over this 376 level right here for a move up to 378. Okay, above 378 with a retest back down, you'll have room up to 380. Up here, you got a double deuce, double top up here at 380, so make sure you are aware of that. Under 374.47 right here, you'll have room down to 369 on GLD. Thank you. Yes, the VIP class from Tuesday night will get posted today or tomorrow, okay? Just hang in there with me. We have some family stuff we're doing. User Daniela, thank you for the cheering crabs. Yes, it is. Oracle, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody. Much love to you. All right, we're going to pull back here on Oracle. Oracle, we are in this narrow state. Looks good. We're in position 2 here on Oracle as we mark out our major support and resistance levels. I was looking for that 200. There it is. So on Oracle, as we pull this back to our execution time frame, we are in this neutral state, not narrow, neutral, okay? We're in position 2 here on Oracle currently, all right? Now, we're coming into this first pivot right here of 232. Our second pivot on this will be right around 234, so we're going to mark that pivot out. Above that is 237. That'll be your next pivot. So as we pull this back, neutral state, position 2 on Oracle, you have room up to 234 and 237 here on Oracle. As we draw in our 50% retracement level currently, you're looking at about 231. We want to stay above that 231 level here on Oracle to look for some longs today. Under 231 with a retest, we're coming back through to 227.55. Green, green, green. I love to see it. Excellent. Good morning, Lily. How are you? Billy Jack loves that QCOM. Just watch the spreads on this, all right, Billy Jack? Right now, we are in a neutral state, position 1 here on QCOM. 5-minute looks good. All right, we got our first pivot right here, Billy Jack, right around 169. So we're going to mark this level out. Then 170 will be our next level, and then our 200 here to the upside. I'm going to pull this back here for you in a second, all right? Right now on QCOM, yes, it is. We are in a neutral state, position 1. First level here is 169 on QCOM. 169, 170, and 171 on QCOM. Those are your 3 levels to the upside currently. Under 165.70, Mr. Billy Jack, we got room down to 162 here on QCOM this morning. We are at 33,000 claps. We got to do better than that. Let's go. Everyone, clapping. Let's go, clapping. Support the live, please. We appreciate you. PayPal. Right now, we are in a narrow state here on PayPal. Yes, it is. 5-minute, we have that 200 right there. We're over it currently, so the 5-minute 200 is now major support for you. Let's see if you can hold on to that bad boy. All right, as we mark these going up the board now on a PayPal. All right, so PayPal, we always go back to our execution time frame here at the open. We have that 200 at 60.75 as support here. We got to stay above that. Then you'll have room up to 61.50 and $62 here on PayPal. Back under 60.75 with a retest, you're coming back through to 60.23 and $59 here on PayPal. Michelle JL Haba, thank you so much. Mr. Dave, yes it is. And user, thank you for the crabs. I appreciate you. We got 2 more crabs on the board, and then we can head over to some roses, everybody. RGTI, and then we're going to look at Nvidia to the moon. That's what you're all thinking, aren't you? Right? You're all thinking to the moon right now. Don't think that way, my beauties. We are in a neutral bearish state. We're in position 2 on RGTI. We got a flat 200 there, which is pretty nice, okay? So we got room. I'm going to put us up there at 27.50, all right, because we got a clear move up there, all right? So we're going to mark these out. Bam. Bam. All right, RGTI. Currently, we're at 26.25. You can look for a pullback on this at the open because we're in that bearish neutral state. Got to hold that 200. You got to hold the top of that whip zone here on the pullback. And then you can look for a move up to 27.50. All right, 27.50 with a retest. And then you got room up to $31 here on RGTI. Back under 25.44, you'll have room down to $23 on RGTI. The Facial Blaster, thank you for the cheering crab. Felipe Guzman, thank you. US, us, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mr. Day with the $1.99 over there on the YTs, thank you. Yes, Nvidia. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. We're on every day, Monday through Sunday. Right now on Nvidia, we are in a neutral state on Nvidia. Mark that down. All right, neutral. We are up here in position 3, 95.46, currently on the vids of vids. We're going to pull this back now on Nvidia, and we're going to go find some resistance. We got our first stop here at 196 on Nvidia. 196 will be our first stop, and then $200, and that's where we're going to stop the board right there, okay? We're going to pull this back here in a second for you. The news. Don't trade the news, because if you do, you will lose. Remember that, traders. So we're in a neutral state, position 3. 196 is your first stop here on Nvidia, okay? Above 196 with a retest, you will have room up to that $200 level we were talking about a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Watch that 200 level, okay? Watch that 200 level. Watch your resistance up here, because you're going to reject, all right? What goes up will come down. So currently right now, that is our move to the upside. Our 50% retracement level currently is 192. Mark that down today. 192 is the goose of gooses. If you stay above 192, you can look for your longs. That's the current setup. Under 192, 190 will be your first stop to the downside. Under that, with a retest, you have room down to 187 here on Nvidia. But what's the news, man? How many times have we been through this together, traders? When I tell you, don't do it, all right? Don't do it. We just trade our setups, nothing more, nothing less, okay? And folks, what I need you all to not do as well is don't get the analysis paralysis. A lot of VIPers like to have the analysis paralysis, where they're trying to find if the moon is lined up with the sun, if the sun is going to rotate at a 30-degree angle tonight. Folks, we trade setups, okay? That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing. You look for your A-plus setups based on your retracement levels, okay? Trade the setups. Watch your state end positions. Okay? You got to lose every day to get to your winners. That's how you're going to get better at this. You can't get better unless you know why you're losing. So lose. Above, right now, we are in the whip zone. We are in a narrow state here on Apple. All right, Apple above 271.47. You have room up to 277 here on Apple, okay? Under 268 on Apple, you will have room down to 265 this morning. We're going to put Apple, we're going to send the alert out. Alert on Apple. Yes, it is. We got our first alert of the day, and it is on Apple, my traders. Tesla, let's see what we got. If I move this out of the way, oh, there we go. Let me see if it does it. All right, we are in a narrow state on Tesla. 5-minute looks good. We are in position 2 currently here on Tesla. We got our 15-minute double douche right there. There it is, the 200. 417, we got major resistance here on Tesla, okay? So mark that down, 417. And then you're going to have resistance at 436 here this morning on Tesla. So as we pull this back on Tesla right now, we're narrow. We're in position 2, okay? We got room up to 417. That's your first stop. Above that with a retest. And then you have room up to 436. Back under the whip zone of 401. Get under that hold number. And then you got room down to 394. PLTR, Mr. Dave, JJ, make sure they are over there on the tubes and make sure they're sharing. Ain't nobody business. All right, we are in a narrow state here on PLTR. We are in position 2 on PLTR. We got support down here. We're going to mark out at 168. So we got a support level. And then we got a resistance up there at 177 here on PLTR. And then 183. As we pull this back, we're going to mark out our support levels right now as well. So PLTR, what do we got? We got a narrow state. We got position 2. Yes, it is on PLTR. You got room up to 177, and then you got room up to 183 here on PLTR. Back under that whip zone of 164, you got room down to 161, and boom, 151 on PLTR. The VIP is open, everybody. If you want to learn how to trade, if you're struggling and you need help, we will teach you how to trade properly, okay? You are going to head over to the VossTrading.com right here. You can click the link in my YouTube or TikTok bio as well, and that'll get you to the VIP. When you get to the page, you're going to say Get VIP Access. You're going to click on that, and then 2 minutes later, you will be in that VIP, and then we're going to get to work on making you a better trader, okay? There's no reason for you to struggle. All right, you just don't know what you're doing, and we're going to make sure we fix that for you. All right, right here on Uber, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. Currently on Uber right now, we're running into that 5-minute 200. Then we got our 15-minute 200 right above us there, and then our hourly 200. So Uber is going to be coming up on some resistance here. As we pull this back, we're in position 2. We're narrow. We're right above the support level of 90.40. Whoop, let me put that back. Above 90.40. We got room up to $92 here on Uber. $92 will be your first stop, okay? Back under 90.42 with a retest traders, you're coming back down to $90, top of that whip zone, all right? And then if you get under 88.87 right here, you will have room down to 85.50. On Uber. There you go, Pierre, Richard, Pierre. Yes, it is. Derek with the rose. We got 4 more crabs. 4 more crabs. Can we finish those off, my beauties? Thank you, Polly. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Christina Zahn. And the facial blaster. IWM. Right now, we are in a narrow state on IWM. We are in position 2 on IWM. As we pull this back, we're looking for our major resistance. And there it is, 238.67 will be our first stop there to the upside here on IWM. I am the one. All right, IWM, we know we're narrow. We are in position 2. We have room up to 238.67, 239 area here on IWM. And then above that with a retest, 241 currently, okay? Back under 232.44, you'll have room down to 231. We are at 77,000. Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Keep cheering, babies. I appreciate you. Netflix. Right now, we are in a narrow state on Netflix. We are in position 1 on Netflix. Watch that 5-minute 200. It's a doozy right there, 111.33. And then right above that, we got another resistance at 112.66 and then 114. Netflix, not going to the moon. Let's see what we got here on Netflix. All right. First stop is 110.58, 111 area. That's where we're currently at here on Netflix. You got room up to 112.66 and 114 on Netflix, okay? As we pull this back under 109, get under 109, you have room down to 108.61 and 107 on Netflix. Everything to the moon. The moon, the moon, the moon. Leedy CRTZ. Yes. Thank you so much, Leedy. With the cheering crabs. Adorable Dad is now the title gifter of the donut. And Lester, thank you, my Lester, for the lightnings. That's what I like to see, everybody. Thank you so much. Alrighty, what are we looking at? MSTR. MSTR currently, we are in a neutral state. We're in position 2 to the upside. Right above us here on the 5-minute, 197.50, we have our 200. And right above that, we have our hourly 200 at 213. As we pull this back, we're going to go look for some support now, okay, my traders? Whoop, there it is. Boom. Remember, you always have to look to your left. Why? Why do we always look to our left before we make a trade? Why do we do that, traders? Can you tell me? Right now, we're in a neutral state, position 2. You got room up to 197 and 212 here on MSTR. Back under the whip zone of 182.58. We got room down to 167, 168 area. Why must we look to our left, traders? Looking for your major support and resistance. You got to watch the pivots. And not only are you looking for pivots, you're looking for bases like this. Consolidation bases you got to watch out for because those are very, very strong. Correct, Patrick. Very good, everybody. Very good. Thank you, Paulo. Thank you, my Paulo. What else are we looking at? XRP to the moon. Let's see what we got. I know when VIP members disappear, they're not doing well in the market. Miss Market will humble you. Remember that. Do not mess with Miss Market. Don't get overconfident. She will wreck your soul. Yes. Yes. Above 214.18 here, we got room up to 224.14 and 228 on XRP. Back under 210.78, you got room down to 202.52 here on XRP. You got some good channels coming up here on XRP. It looks pretty good, my babies. Yes. Good job, Glad. Good to see it. The Qs. Yeah, the analysis paralysis, people. They're not going to cut it. We are in a narrow state here on the Qs. You got room up to 614 on the Qs. That's your first level of resistance. 614, all right? We are narrow here, so we're going to pull this back. And then you'll have room up to 625. Mark that down, 625. Now, what's important here, traders, is back under 610. Okay, with a retest, you'll have room back to 602. 602. Did I ever show you my Heisman? Woo! That's my Heisman. Oracle. Andrew the Believer. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, Daniela Yulina. We are in a neutral state here on Oracle. You have room up to 234 and 237 on Oracle. Make sure you know this 50% level. 231. Mark it down, my beauties. Zen Method. There he is. Meta. What a meta. Let's see what we got. Yes. Do boom, boom, boom. We are in a narrow state on Meta. We are in position 2 to the upside here on Meta. We're going to mark all these beauties out for you, all right? Bam. Bam. Oh, it's just a simple game. That's what this is. It's such a simple game, but can you go through the pain to get to the simplicity? We are in a narrow state, position 2, 608. That's your first stop. 608 on Meta. Above 608 with a retest, you have room up to 634 here on Meta. All right. Right now, our 50% level is right there. 597, mark that down. If you come up to this pivot, your 50% will be at 599. Mark that down, okay? Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Amazon, let's do it. Just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Right now, we are in a narrow state on Amazon. Yes, it is. We are in position 2 on Amazon. Got to mark these levels out, folks. Yep. Ow! All right, Amazon, narrow state, position 2. We got room up to 231. Amazon above 231. Retest that 236 here on Amazon. Yeah, there it is. Under 225 with a retest. You got room down to 223, 221, and 218. Yep. Soxel. Right now, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside here on Soxel. There he is, that 15-minute 200. He is a doozy out there at 39.50. Watch that sucker and watch the hourly 200. The higher the time frame you go up, folks, the stronger the support and resistance. So we got room up to 39.57 here on Soxel. All right. Above that with a retest, you have room up to 42 data, 42.21. Our 50% retracement level right now is going to put us at about $38. 38. You get under 38 with a retest, you're coming back down to 36.50. We'll stop till you get enough. Thank you, Shelly Stringer. Yo. Nvidia. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to have a losing trade on this today. We are in a neutral state. We are in position 3. 195 to 196 is your first level of support. 196. Above that with a retest, you have room up to 200. Now, folks, remember, this up here is a doozy. $200 is a doozy. So be careful. If you can't break through this 196, and you get under it with a retest, you're coming back down to 190 and 187 on Nvidia. George, what's up, Georgie Porgy? There he is. Tesla, let's see what we got. Right now, we are in a narrow state. We're in position 2. We got room up to 417 on Tesla, okay? But, George, if we get over 417, we're not going long here. We don't ever go long on a poke through. That is a poke through. Okay, this is the resistance right here, 417. That's just a poke through. A lot of traders, especially amateur traders, will go long here and say, we broke 417. No, you didn't. You didn't break anything. That's just poke throwing. When you retest 417 to the downside here, okay, then you get your event. Now, this is your long. Now you broke through 417. People think this broke through 417. No. That's just a poke through. And then you can look for your move up to 436. How many of you have gone long here? And all of a sudden, whammo, right back in your face. How many of you have done the poke through long and it didn't work out well for you, and then it wound up going anyway? There it is. Yeah, I know. We've all done it. I get it. Always wait for that retest, my beauties. My baby traders, wait for that retest. Neutral stayed on Oracle, position 2. 234, 237 are your major resistance points. You know what to do to the downside if we get under, back down to 227.55. Akeem, the dream. What's up, my brother? Woo! If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. Google. We got some roses to hammer away at. Hammer them dogs. Google, yes. We all got a piece of Google yesterday. Anyone else get a piece of Google yesterday? Beautiful give back bar, man. That was the template of give back bars. Right now, we are on a narrow state on Google again. Yes, it is. We are at 304.57 here. Above 304, above 304.57 with a retest. We have to watch 305, 306, or your hold numbers, all right? Remember, 70% of all new highs will fail. 70% of all new highs will fail. Okay? Remember that. Be careful. So as we put in our retracement level to the upside, whammo! Currently, your 50% level is $300. That is a major support level. 300 is the deuce of deuces. All right? So keep that in mind. $300. Watch your hold numbers. Watch your hold numbers, everybody. Remember, 70% of all new highs, whammo, will fail. Miss market. But we were going to the moon, Voss. You're not going to the moon. Market cycle will never allow the moon to be caught. We are in a narrow state on Miss Market. Yes, it is. Watch that double top right there, 674. You guys didn't know that was there, did you? Did you know that double top was there at 674? Did you? Hum? All you see is this, my beauties. You only see that. We're going to the moon. Watch 674. You got a double top up there, okay? 50% retracement level, remember, my traders, is around 669. Keep that in mind. There he is. What's up, Raz? How are you, my Raz? Katana Lim. Hello, Katana Lim. Sue Felicia with the roses. Zen Method is now the title gifter of those roses. Congratulations to you. All right, the next goal. We got him on the board. Good morning. What are we looking at? Put it in the chat. We got to look at a little NQ. Zen Method with the first money gun. Elio Marcus with the fist pump. Let's go. Let's do NQ. See how we zoom this out, traders? You must zoom out to mark your levels. Zoom out. See how beautiful? Look at this beauty. Look at that beauty. All right, look at that thing. You can see those beautiful levels. All right, currently on NQ, we got to get over 24,840. Get over that hold number. You got room up to 24,993.50 and 25,149 here on NQ. Yes, back under 24,706. You got room down to 24,519.50. Good, Sue. Yeah, you got to zoom out. When you are trading, folks, remember, you're trading on multiple time frames in front of you. You got your execution time frame, then your higher time frames. The higher time frame, everything must be zoomed out when you trade. Everything must be zoomed out so you can see the road that you are trading on. If you're zoomed into your charts like this, We can't look to our left. We don't know if we break this here. What do we know what's going on over here, right? So we got to zoom out. Woo, woo. Oh, we got some data on the board here, right? Let's go. NVIDIA for Nick. All right, NVIDIA, we are in this neutral state with this news. We gapped up to position 3. We're at 196.42. 196 is your support level now. You have room up to $200. That'll be your first stop, okay? If you can break $200, don't go chasing this. 203 will be your next stop. If you break over 203, 205 will be your next stop. Double top again at 208, okay? So mark these out. These will be your room, 200, 203, 205, 208, all right? And then if you get over them and you start pulling back, your support, these will be your support levels now coming back down the board, all right? Be careful. Ranjit Singh, how are you, Ranjit? UNH for Akeem. The dream. We are at 127,000. Cheers. Yes. UNH, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. Our first stop, 312.50 and 315 on UNH, everybody. Under 307, you got to get under the whole number here. The whip zone is 307.36, but we want to get under the whole number with a retest now. You got to retest it now, and then you have room down to 3:050. That'll be your first stop, and then 299 will be your second stop. Sue Felicia! Yes, it is! With the money gone to the moon! Thank you, Sue. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Come on, right now, everyone's legs are moving, right? They put this song on at a wedding, and I'm out there, and I am tearing up. Woo! 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 We got grandma out there. We got everybody. Woo, 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 woo. You can't play this song right away, though. You got to wait for like hour and a half into the wedding. Then you blast this thing. Then you get grandma out there. She had a couple, wines in her. Woo! Thank you for the follow. Polly with the rose. Thank you, Polly. Yeah, everyone's a good dancer. After you get a few, right? We all think we're amazing dancers. We're out there busting moves. We're like, did everyone see those moves I just did? They think I'm a great dancer. And then the next morning you wake up and you're like, oh, my back, my ankles, get me the ice. I got to ice these things. And you walk down to the morning breakfast like this, and they're like, what happened to you? What did you do from the dancing? Takes about 2 weeks to recuperate from that dancing. Life Wonders, K. Braden, yo! What's up, Picard? Mavra, how are you? Yes, the VIP is open, my friend. You are going to head over to the VossTrading.com, folks. This is where you get in, and I'm going to train you on how to do this thing we love, trading the right way. All right? There's no reason for you to struggle. Once I train you, you're going to have a whole new world on what a chart looks like. You're going to say, oh, my God. And, of course, you're going to go through rough times. It's not going to be an easy road, but we're going to get you through it, hopefully. Tesla, yes, it is. We are in a narrow state, position 2. 417 is your first stop here on Tesla. Above 417, hold it, and then you got room up to 436. But I want to show you this, okay? This is your move to the upside first on Tesla. There we are, okay? We break through 417 right there. We wait. We don't chase this. If we get green, we don't chase it. Wait for that bloody pullback, okay? And then hold 417, okay? Then you take that long to the upside. That's an A+ setup. Here's the problem. If you get under 417, we are not taking that bloody setup to the upside now because you don't want to trade into 417. Does everybody understand that? You got under the support. We don't want to now go long into resistance. So we have to get back over resistance again and retest it. That's what you're doing. When you come across a whole number, a moving average, you always let it break through, retest, and then enter. Because you got to see if you can hold it. Then you'll have that momentum, that push to the upside, or that short push to the downside. Okay? It's very important, traders. I want you to understand that. Thank you, Ben Slater. PLTR, yes. I want to trade tonight, man. All right, PLTR, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. We got room up to 177 on PLTR. Above 177 with a retest, you have room up to 183. I'm doing good, Bakar. How are you, my friend? I'm doing solid. How are you? 169 is your 50% here, okay? 169. So you use support and resistance. Everyone uses support and resistance today. Everybody. Of course you're going to use support and resistance. That's like saying, do you wipe after you take a poopy? After you take a poopy, does everybody wipe? If you don't, you're going to be a little itchy. Soxel. Yeah, we crazy. We crazy over here. We crazy. We are in a narrow state on Soxel, position 2, 39.50. First stop, above 39.50. After you wipe your butt, you got room up to $42 here on Soxel. Now we got to put in our 50% retracement level, and it'll be $38. Mark it. I leave crumbs behind. You got to get the bidet. Anyone have a bidet? Hammer! Joe Trevilian! Yes! Robin Hood, Tiana Monet. I want that name. Tiana Monet. It just flows like butter, baby. Indeed. All right, Robin Hood, we are in a neutral state. Yes, position 2 on the hood. We got room up to 124, 126.50, and 128 on Robin Hood. All right. Under 116.34, you'll have room back down to 114 and 112 here on Robin Hood. Robin Hood, yes it is. That's my move. GLD. Did you like my move, everybody? Did you guys like that? Was that a good move? Above 376, we got room up to 378 and 380 here on GLD. Back under 374, we got room down to 367. Thank you, Zed Method. Yes, it is. Thank you, Zed Method. We're going to do a quick reset. We'll be right back. But Car, we trade everything here. What we teach you works for everything, okay? Yeah, on NVIDIA right now, we are holding this 196 area on NVIDIA. All right, your next stop will be $200. Watch that $200 level. You are in position 3. You are already in position 3. Please, folks, on NVIDIA, be careful up here on the 200 level and 203 level, okay? Please be careful. Yeah, sometimes we have to do that, SSS. Let's enjoy yourself. SPY, yep. Here on SPY, be careful. You're coming into a lot of resistance here. 674. You're in a narrow state. So if you get above 674, you do have room for another leg to the upside, which is going to put you guys out here around 676. Okay? So if you get over 674, you're narrow. So you will get a leg up to 676 area. All right? But if you can't hold this 673, with a retest, you're coming back through the wickets here. All right? So be careful. Remember, traders, you are already up in position 3. You are already up there in position 3. Thank you, Scott, for the follow. Thank you, Jacob. We'd love to have you in that VIP. Kevin Curtis, good to see you. Yes, the VIP is open. Link is in the bio. Get in there. Get in there. Learn how to trade. What are you waiting for? We're not like all those other ones out there. They're probably all having, what do they call that? Before Thanksgiving. What did they have that? The Black Friday sale. We got a Black Friday sale. $49.99, JDM. Black Friday sale right now going on in the VIP. AMD right now, you got to hold 231. 231, then you'll have room up to 243. All right, 243. Get that Black Friday sale for the VIP, $49.99. If you can't hold 231 right now, under it with a retest, you're coming back to 226. Crazy man, you tell me what to buy, baby. Thank you, Shelly Stringer. Yes, it is. Apple, surely. Apple, you want to get above 271.47 here, okay? Then you'll have room up to 277 on Apple. Back under 268. Apple's the only thing I have on watch right now, folks. All right? Alert, alert, Apple. Under 268, you have room down to 265 here on Apple. Kimmy with the heart, man. What's up, my Kimmy? You're welcome. The Qs. Right now on the Qs, we are narrow. We are in position 2. We have support under us, okay, at 610. And then you got room up to 614 here on the Qs. If you could get above 614 and hold that level, you'll have room up to 625. All right? You will have room up to 625. I'm doing good, Kimmy. How are you? Where the hell have you been? You got to be in here every day, Kimmy. MU. All right, MU, we are narrow, position 2. 233 is your first level of support. So what do we always say? Break through it, retest it, and then you have room up to 242, okay? Under 227.96, you'll have room down to 218.50 and 215. Garcia, you don't know what the wizard is? Everybody loves the wizard. Thank you, Shelly. We got a few more roses left on the board, everybody. Let's hammer them things. On your spots, there he is. All right, Amazon, Anya, you are in a narrow state. You're in position 2. You got room up to 231 and 236 on your spots. Under 221 right here, you'll have room down to 218. Good morning, good morning. We're on live number 2, everybody. Daniela Yulina! Yes, it is. Yes, traders, right here. This is where you go to get into the VIP. Right there. Boom. Boom. The Voss Trading. Or click the link in the YouTube bio. Coin Pakistani. Hello. How are you? How are you, Pakistani? Coin. All right, we are in a narrow state on coin. Yes, it is. We got to watch that 200 there. We got a pivot right here, 268, and then our 200 right there. We're going to show you all of this on the execution time frame here. Give me a second. All right, here we go on coin. We are in a narrow state, position 2. Thomas, yes, with the heart signal. Thomas. Jemuel, thank you. You have room up to 268 here on coin. 268.50 will be your first stop. And then 284.41. Mark that down. Okay, my beauties? Make sure you mark that down. Under 248, you have room down to 236.62 here on coin. Thank you, Thomas. Good to see you, my friend. Zen Method is now the title gifter of the Roses. Thank you, Marvel. You got it. Marvel right now. Whoops, let's start this over. Marvel, we are in a neutral state. We are in position 2 currently here on Marvel. Our next stop on Marvel will be right around $85, okay? As we pull this back, $85 and then $86 here on Marvel. Watch your 50% retracement level. See this base down here? Watch this base here at $79.55, all right? Your 50% will be right around $83 here on Marvel. $83. You got to hold that for more longs, okay? All right, my beauties? Thank you, George. Thank you, Anya. George! If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. We are on every day, Monday through Sunday. You may see me on tonight to review the markets. You guys want me to come on tonight and review the market? NVIDIA, yes it is. This 196 is clutch, my friends. All right, 196. This is your 50% retracement level here. 191. We got to hold that level. If this pulls back, 191 for more room to the upside, okay? You have room up to 200, 203, and 205. Nemesi. Hello, Nemesi. How are you, Nemesi? All right, maybe a mini class tonight. We'll see here on a tic-tac. We are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. You got room up to 231 on Amazon. Above 231 with a retest, you have room up to 236.40 and 239. Jessica Pilash with the high bear. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate you, dear. C for Trinity. Na 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 na. All right, Trinity, this is what we got on the Sea of Rudies. This is a, be careful, Trinity. This is a whippy mess. All right, we have room up to 102. 102 on C currently. 102. Watch that level, okay? Trinity under $100.67 with a retest 199.98 coming back through the wickets. Hello, Savino Felipe Andy Lovo from Africa. Yes, it is. Good to see you over there. Avery, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. QCOM, Hugo Boss. You want me to stay on for the live open? Want me to stay? I'm going to stay on for about 10 minutes after the market opens, okay? Right now on QCOM, I can't trade today, unfortunately. Then I got to run and throw my suit on and head to the... We are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. You got room up to 169, 170, and 171.37. We're going to be flipping. Once the bell goes off, I'm going to be flipping through these quickly, okay? So get everybody you know. Tell them we're going live. We will see you through the bell. Hunter, get in our VIP. The link is in the bio. You want to start in the simulator. The ones we recommend are TradeStation, DAZ, okay, and TradingView, what I'm using now, just for the simulation part, all right? Netflix. Guys, mark these levels out, all right? Right now, we are in a narrow state here on Netflix. Yes, it is. All right, we got room up to 111.33, 111.33, and then 102.66 here on Netflix. Watch that narrow state. Carl Henriquez. We trade a little bit of everything in our VIP, Carl. We use multiple time frames. That's how we teach you. You have to trade on multiple time frames, everybody. We got 5 minutes to the bell. I'm going to start taking off these levels, okay, because I got to see the market. We're going to zoom this out. We're going to go to the 5, all right? Here on Netflix, be careful. We got a 5-minute 200 right here at 111.33. We got to get over that, retest that for a move up to your next pivot point of 113. All right, on Netflix. For our SPY traders, we got to be careful up here. We have major resistance, okay? Remember, major resistance, supply area up here. As we head over to NVIDIA, when we fell in love, we got to hold this 196 for a move up to 200. As we come into this 200 level, we got to be careful. That's a major psychological hold number right there. 200, okay? SSS, I can't because of the way we're live in the formatting here. You won't be able to see it. This is the best way for me to show you it. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time? Tesla here at the open. We got to watch 417. We have major resistance. We got to get over that, retest it for 436. If we reject all 417, we got to watch back down to 406. Okay? Be careful. We're going to see you through the bell, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. We got 3 minutes. Google, yes, it is. Google right now, remember, 70% of all new highs fail. Like this. Don't chase it. Whammo! To the downside. You are in a narrow state here on Google. So we're going to watch our hold numbers going up the board here. If we get under 304.57 with a retest, better watch that 300 level, 297 level. We're going to watch NVIDIA here first at the open. Right now, we got to hold that 196. Oh, NVIDIA. Hold it. That's our move to the upside currently. Thank you for the follow. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. We are 2 minutes to the bell. We both, their simulator isn't that good, Hunter, but you could try it out. Yeah. All right. You got to try it out. But you don't know what you're doing. So you got to get in the VIP so we can teach you on how to trade properly in your Webull account. Eddie G, pop up. Yes, it is. We're going to put up another goal here. Hammer those things. Let's go. 1 minute. 1 minute. Got to see what Nvidia wants to do here, everybody. Let's see what Nvidia wants to do. Does she want to make her move? We're in position 3 in a neutral state. Remember that. My heart don't race anymore. It used to. It used to race like crazy. I used to have like mini panic attacks before the bell opened. It was crazy, man. I would get dizzy. It was absolutely out of control. But now I'm calm, cool, and collected. We're dancing here on Nvidia. We're dancing, my beauties. All right, let's see what we got here on the vids as we make our move. Let me move this out of the way. There's that move down. There's your rejection off 196 that I just talked about, okay? There was your rejection coming out of that position 3. We got to see if we hold that 50% retracement level now, okay? So we're going to put in our 50% retracement level. I'm going to mark it out for you. Right here around 192 area. You got to see if we hold that 192 coming out of position 3. You want to start locking up right now your profits on that short coming off of that 200. All right, this is why we do not go long out of position 3 at the open as we make our move back down here on Nvidia. We got to hold that 50% level there on the green, everybody. We must hold it. All right, what we want to look for here is a bottoming tail candle and a confirmation over 196. So we got our move up to 200. We'll see what we get. Coming out of position 3, that's why we're getting that move to the downside. You are racking up those $1.50 per share profits now here on Nvidia, everybody. Make sure you rack those up. Anyone get Nvidia at the open? VIPers, put it in the chat. There comes our bottoming tail candle. Let's see if we hold this, okay? We're on the 2-minute chart for the first 50. Here it comes. We want the next candle to make a new high, color change for a move up to 200. Let's see if she will give it to us here in a couple seconds. Christina Zan got the Nvidia short to the downside. Yes, it is. All right, we did not make that new one yet. Now, listen, if we move up to the upside and make that color change, your risk is too big on this, okay? You will have a $2 risk to reward, so you don't want to do it. Here comes down to that 50% level, 191, remember? Woo! 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 There she blows. Come to Papa, who is racking up them shorts this morning on Nvidia. You all thought it was going to the moon. Nothing goes to the moon. Thank you for the follow, everybody. Look at her. Coming right back to that 50. That's a beautiful short. Beautiful. Congratulations, Christina. All right, that was NVIDIA. Let's take a look at Apple. This one was on watch this morning, and there she blows right on, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, $2 move on watch. Now we got to hold this level. Let me take these off, everybody. Whoops. Let me go back here. Woo. Put those back. So this was our move up. That was our 50% level right there that we rejected off of, right? So look at that. Boom. We got to see if we get the next 2-minute candle. You got to get over the base. You got to get over 274. Over 274 here. If you take this over 274, you're looking at about a $2 per share risk to reward here. So you will want to take that long, up to about 276 there, if we get the opportunity here on Apple. How long does it take to learn trading? It took me 8 years. But our VIP, the purpose of our VIP education course is to speed up your learning curve, all right? But you're going to learn a lot in there, I can tell you that right now. You're welcome, Christina Zan. Thank you for the follow, everybody. Appreciate you. I use Sterling Trader Pro. We got to watch this 50%. Remember, we get under, this is our move up, okay? Under 272 with a retest, we're coming back through, okay? So be careful here. We got to hold this level. Let's go back over to NVIDIA. All right, now, this is what we got on NVIDIA. That was our move up, okay? This was our move down. We're still above the 50% level, okay, traders? But look at this big red candle. We're not trying to go long up against this, all right? We're not going long up against this. We're going to head over to our 5-minute right now. As you can see, you're not taking a long on a 2 with a 5-minute candle that looks like that. How to become VIP. You are going to head over. Whoa, what was that? I might have to stay live more often at the bell. We got fun here. The Voss trading, I'm just kidding. QCOM, that is where you go, Mr. Patel. The VossTrading.com. You can click the link in my YouTube or TikTok bio as well. Let's flip through PLTR. Give back bar here, but we got the topping tail candle there, so I would not take that give back because of that topping tail. I would not take that give back bar, okay? As we pull this back, also, don't forget, we have our first level of resistance up there at 177 here on PLTR. That would not be a give back bar I would take with that topping tail. Google. Yes, Google, you rejected off of the 304.57 level we had here. Remember, 70% of all new highs fail. I just got done saying that to you. You're putting in a bottoming tail candle here currently on the 5-minute. As we head over to the 15-minute, still too nasty. You got to get above that 50% on the 15-minute candle. You learn all of this in the VIP. Yeah, you got a little work to do here on Google still. Let's go back to NVIDIA. You got to wait it out. This is patience, beauties. All right, this is patience. 5-minute on the NVIDIA is doo-doo. All right, so what you can look for here on NVIDIA, if you get the color change here to the downside, you can take a short, possibly down to 190. This is not a financial investment or tax advice. This is for education purposes only. Watch your base right here at 192. All right, watch that whole number, but you want that topping tail, woo, right down to 190. We'll see what we get. See, we didn't get that big move to the upside on NVIDIA yet. Right now, we are consolidating out of the base. Tesla, yes. We got a thriller. Tesla, yes, you're not doing a give back bar on there either. You got a topping tail candle. As you can see, you're rejecting right now off of a Tesla. PLTR. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, you're just not getting that move with that topping tail right now. Amazon. Amazon, you're putting in a bottoming tail candle currently. What state are we in? We are in a neutral state. We look good there. See if we get a new high here above 227.22. You get a dollar move, 228.22. That would be your reward here. Get a move here up to 228. We'll see if we get that new high and color change. Right now, market is moving a little because we have the gaps up. So right now we're consolidating. Oracle. Oracle right now, you just put in a big topping tail candle on the 5, rejecting right off the level we had there at 234 to the upside. That's why we put these levels in, traders. You're seeing it real time now here on Oracle. Remember, this was our move up. Our 50% is 230. You got a whole 230 for some longs to the upside. Under 230, you're coming back through the wickets. The SPY. Yes, Miss Market, I told you up here we had a supply area, right? I told you it was going to be hard to try to break through that. That's why we have those 3 white lines up there. It's going to be hard, okay? Watch for a move possibly under 672.43. All right, you're getting the move up. You want the pullback, and then you want that break of structure back down here on SPY. So you got to hold that out, okay? Let's go back over to Google. Yeah, 70% of all new highs fail. This was your first indication yesterday, right? To the moon right there. No ammo to the downside. And that's where you opened, rejecting off of those levels. We got some more roses on the board. Mr. Patel with the $10 super chat over there on the tubes. Yes, it is. IWM. IWM, you rejected right off of the line we had there, our major resistance. All right, now we're pulling back here. We're setting up for possible more longs here, so we got to give this time, right? You have to let this set up. Your 15-minute right now is a topping tail candle. You went right into the granddaddy there. See it? Boom. Got to watch that granddaddy. I don't think we're going this way, folks. I think we're going to come through the wickets here. Let's see. Nvidia. Oh, boy. NVIDIA! Look for that short setup here on NVIDIA. Look for that 5-minute short back down to 190. We'll see what we get. If we can make its run. Now, folks, we got to get over 196 with a retest up to 200. MU. Yeah, MU rejected right off of that 200. Let's see the higher time frames. Yeah, then you had your 1 hour 20 right there. Let me take these off. You see the 1 hour 20 rejecting right off of that. Now you're coming down into your 1 hour 200. So you're going to get a little whippy here playing ping pong in between the 1 hour MAs. That's why we have these on here, traders. I'm not looking at anything at MU right now. The Googaroonies. Look at that pivot right there. We had it marked out. Boom. Yeah, right now you have an indecision candle here on the Googaroonies. Under this low, I'm not shorting that to the downside. I'm going to look for a move back up and a break of structure on it because I don't like this indecision candle. PLTR. PLTR, you executed a short here currently with this topping tail. All right, so you are looking on PLTR 174, $1.60 move. $1.60 move. Right about there would be your profit take. Right when you get right around down to 172.30, you could put your break even in here on PLTR as we want to make this move down to 171 as we executed that short. Get your break evens in right now, traders, on PLTR. You want to get that break even in currently on PLTR. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Apple. Yeah, Apple, you're starting to put in that topping tail here on the 5. 15 minutes still bullish to the upside. You're putting in that. You want to see what your retracement's going to be here. This was our move to the upside. We need a pullback now. We need a pullback into the 25% retracement level before we make another move higher. We are not chasing this to the upside. We need the pullback. PLTR, your break-even's in at 173, all right? You want to get down to 171 here to wrap up PLTR. We'll see if you get it. Only reason you can execute this trade is because of the topping tail. But remember, you are still in your 25% retracement level. This will put you about to 50% as we come down. So I think we will hit 171. Come on, baby, get down to that 171. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. We are on every day, Monday through Sunday. We're live trading currently for you right here. I got to get off in about 2 minutes. I have to go to a wake for my uncle here. My wife is already stomping upstairs. I hear it. Thank you for the follows, everybody. And if you break even here, so be it. You did not lose anything. This is a free trade as we try to get down to the 171 level on PLTR. Yeah, Google, that's why I told you not to take that short there, because this is an indecision candle. So right now, you would have been in trouble here, okay? That's why I wouldn't have taken that short. Indecision candle. See what I'm saying, everybody? Just listen to the Voss, would you? Nvidia, all right, we're showing some steam here on Nvidia. We're back over the 50% on that 15-minute candle. Will Nvidia make its run now? We got to get over 196, retest that up to 200. We'll see what we get. Right now on PLTR, the only hope we have is a nice flush here. We need a nice flush here on the next 5-minute candle, where you're gonna break even on this. So let's see what the next 5-minute candle gives us. If it gives you that beautiful flush down to 171, get out. We should get that flush. Come on, come to Papa. He's the boss. Yes, the VIP is open, everybody. To get into the VIP, you're going to head over to the VossTrading.com. Link is in my TikTok and YouTube bio. Just click it, get in there, and you're going to learn all of this. All right. Will we flush or will we break even? That is the question of the day. Will we flush or break even? Come on, flush out. Flush out. We got this base here. Come on. You got to flush out. There it goes. Come on. Flush, 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 flush. Get down to 170. Come on. 171. 171. Right now, you can lock in your profits on this. Okay. You got your 1-to-1 currently. You got your 1-to-1 currently. You can lock it up on your profits. Lock it up as we flush out. There it goes. Yes, it is. And that, my friends, is how you day trade properly in the markets. Mr. Patel with the $10 super chat over there. Yes, it is. This was your entry here at 173. You got your dollar move to the downside. Let me mark this out for you. That was your entry. That was your exit. That was your 1-to-1, everybody. See it? Let me mark this out with the line. That was your stop, entry, lock it up at the whole number. Boom. Little over a 1-to-1 on that to the downside. Now, what you have to remember, traders, now we're coming back up the board here, okay? This was our move up. This is the 50% retracement level. So if you get a color change now on PLTR to the upside, watch that whole number to the upside, but that is an A+ setup, all right? Good job, Dage. Yay, VIP. Yes, locked it up on PLTR. I use Sterling Trader Pro. I would never trade on this thing. Not in a million years. I mean, in the beginning, for a simulator in our VIP, it's fine. All right, you're going to watch Google here. Google just struck for a long, all right? Let me see with the 15-minute. Nope, not yet. No, you didn't. Don't do it because you're not above the 50% on the 15-minute. You're going to have a problem on that long. You got to get over that, all right? You got to get over that. You might reject here on the 15 minutes. So what you need on the 5-minute is you need to get above, retest it for a long. Our 15-minute was not ready. Big brother is not ready. Keep tapping, my beauties. Yes. My best method, I don't predict the market, Emma. I just trade setups. So I look at what I have set up here, and that determines my next play in the market. And we teach all that in the VIP. I don't predict anything. Miss Market does all the work. All right. So I know today on Amazon, let me pull this out of here. On Amazon, we opened in a neutral state in position 2. So my chances of going long here are slim. My chances of going short here are slim as well, because I don't like coming out of position 2. My 5-minute tells me that's a beautiful short right there. It's an indecision candle, but we have room down to the 200, and I knew I would reject off that 200. So that's a beautiful short setup as well. And that's why on PLTR, I told everybody to take this short right here. Let's move this out of the way. Right here to the downside. That is your 1-to-1. You get a little bit over it, okay? At the whole number, we reject, and we come back through the wickets. Yeah, we're not chasing Apple here, folks. All right, we're not chasing Apple. What you need to know is we have room up to that 276. So you had to get in on the elephant bar out of the open. We had this on watch. Once we get up, if you make it to 276, you're going to watch your 25% retracement level here. All right, if you can hold this 275 area, 274, then you can look for another long to the upside. Yes, Patel, we're on TikTok. All right, everybody, I got to wrap this up. I have to go to my uncle's wake. I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Get in that VIP, okay? And we're going to teach you how to trade. I gave you a freebie today, PLTR. I hope you took that trade. You got $1 per share move on that. Love you all so much. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. VIPers, I'll be checking all your trades this afternoon. Thanks, Dex. Wait till you get in the VIP. You're going to be mind blown.